On October 7th, we woke in horror to Hamas's brutal and despicable terrorist attacks, invading Israel, firing rockets at innocent civilians, going house to house, murdering babies, executing parents in front of their children, and massacring 250 young people at a music festival. And as if killing 1,200 people was not enough, Hamas took an estimated 240 innocent civilians hostage in Gaza, including elderly women, babies, young children, Holocaust survivors. Like many of my colleagues, I've spent the past 7 weeks meeting with the families of hostages. Hostages including Keith Siegel from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and his wife, Aviva, who were kidnapped from Kibbutz Kfar Aza. I met with Keith's sister, Lucy, and his niece, Emily, who spoke so lovingly of their family members. Keith and Aviva are the parents of 4 children and the proud grandparents of 5 grandchildren. Keith grew up in my home state of North Carolina. He moved to Israel as a young man, where he met Aviva, who was born in South Africa and had moved to Israel at the age of 8. Keith and Aviva have lived happily in Kibbutz Kfar Aza for 40 years. On the morning of October 7th, Keith and Aviva were having a quiet day at home when they were brutally attacked and abducted by Hamas terrorists who drove them into Gaza in their own car. After 51 days of grueling captivity, Aviva was finally released earlier this week as part of the temporary ceasefire. Keith is still being held hostage, and I can't even imagine what Aviva has gone through or the agony the entire family is going through, waiting for their beloved Keith to be freed from captivity. I've met with other hostage families and learned about their loved ones, and I realized that just like the stories of Holocaust survivors, each story about a hostage is unique. Each story is heartbreaking because each of these hostages has loving family members whose lives have been torn apart, who are living the agony of not knowing what has become of their loved ones. Are they okay? Are they healthy? Are they injured? Are they alive? Will they ever see them again? I have heard stories that have brought me to tears, that haunt my dreams, and that should make all of us redouble our efforts to bring those hostages home. I've met with several of these families so often, I feel like they're my own extended family members. Over the past few days, we've seen some of the hostages released and brought home to their families. And I thank President Biden and this administration, along with Israelis and our regional partners who have worked to ensure that the agreed-upon hostage exchanges took place, but there is still much more work to do. There are still more than 130 people being held hostage, and we've only begun to learn about the terrible circumstances of their captivity, and this has told us we have absolutely no time to waste. Earlier this week, I was proud to help lead the debate on the House floor on a bipartisan resolution that we passed unanimously demanding the release of the hostages. But passing a resolution is not enough. We must do more. Hamas has still not allowed the International Red Cross to visit the hostages. This is unacceptable. Our country and countries around the world must join together and demand the immediate release of all the remaining hostages: the children, the women, the men, the civilians, and the soldiers. We have no time to waste. I look forward to rejoicing with the Siegel family when Keith is finally released, and I look forward to bringing all the hostages home.